What are we expecting? Okay. Coming into yesterday morning, the expectation was for a cut of maybe 1.3 million barrels a day, which wasn't going to send oil soaring, but maybe could provide a floor. We saw headlines yesterday, either a smaller deal or no deal, and guess what happened? The price of oil fell, oil and gas stocks fell. 88%, by the way, of oil and gas stocks are now in bear markets. The Russians have come today. They're not a member of OPEC, but they're an important part of the equation, because what the Saudis want to be able to do, guys, is they want to please two groups. They want to be able to please OPEC, right? They've got to make a group decision. But they also want to please one President Trump, because we know the president has tweeted about OPEC 9 times this year. He tweeted 0 times last year. OPEC in his crosshairs. The Saudis have got to walk this very delicate, fine political line where they may want to cut production to firm up prices, but they also want the White House to know that it's not just them, that others are also looking for a cut, and that's where Russia comes in. The Russians today, it's expected, sources we talked to this morning suggest the Saudis are going to ask the Russians to cut production by about 300,000 to 400,000 barrels per day. If they do that, OPEC can cut 700,000. So the combined would be 1 million. Canada's offline 300. There's your math, 1.3 million. The question is this, guys. What is Russia going to ask for from OPEC or any of its members in order to cut production by 300,000 barrels a day? That is the question. That's exactly what they're discussing and negotiating in the room directly above us here in Vienna.
Brian, that's an interesting question, and it leads to all sorts of implications, not necessarily related to oil.
You're exactly right, because we know this morning, the Iranian envoy and the Russian envoy had a meeting. I have confirmed that with 2 separate sources. They were discussing something. Maybe the Russians are asking the Iranians, because here's the thing. There's more Iranian oil on the market now than anybody thought, because 8 countries have gone to the U.S. Treasury Department and requested waivers to buy Iranian oil, and those have been granted. Right. So the fact there's more Iranian oil out there, even with the sanctions, is one reason the market has come down. The question is not whether we're going to get a deal today. I think that's probably going to get done. If it doesn't, by the way, watch out below on oil. But if we get it done, who is giving up what? The Russians aren't just going to cut production by 300,000 barrels because they're nice guys and they want to. And by the way, the Russian envoy doesn't have that power. You know who he's going to call? He's going to call Vladimir Putin. And Putin's going to call Rosneft and Lukoil and ask them to do it. So Vladimir Putin looms very large over these negotiations here at OPEC, even though he's not here.
No, and he didn't get involved in any of this until after the Khashoggi incident and all of the things that have been happening, kind of roiling the potential situation between the United States and Saudi Arabia. So a lot to kind of play out on the chessboard. Brian, thank you. We will check in with you.
The chess game is being played right upstairs, and we'll be here all day.